Mercury, Mercury, Mercury. We are Mercury, and we are PoliFLUID. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is PoliFLUID? Well, being PoliFLUID means that we hold no one political belief to be true. We hold no one political party to have all answers. We believe that our politics are fluid and ever changing, just as we are. We support the ability to share all our biases, all our D-trolls. No topic is undebatable. We allow our biases, once again, good and bad. We have them for everything. But before we talk a little bit more about what it means to be PoliFLUID, we would like to take a moment to meditate. Koream Nama. Koream Nama. Koream Nama. Koream Nama. So, we are PoliFLUID. What does it mean to be PoliFLUID? As we've already said, we hold no one political belief. We're constantly evolving and changing. Each day, our politics change. You know, whether it be about freeing Britney from her conservatorship, you know, which we totally should. She should not be. I mean, she's still releasing albums. So why is her dad in control of the fact that she can't even like go on a date without being mentally institutionalized? Like it's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, being PoliFLUID, right? Constantly in flux, constantly changing. You know, there is a reason they call it the left and the right wing, because it is both of the same whole. It is two sides, two extremes on both sides, but we like to flow somewhere in the middle and then all around and then like back and forth and then like, you know, wherever we want to go, because free will, choice, all that stuff. Joy in reverse or forward, whichever way you choose. But being PoliFLUID means that you aren't judging a group. You aren't choosing a politician. You aren't making a choice based on any one perspective, but on choosing all perspectives you see of that being. For instance, we support Trump. Donald J. Trump. Yes, that Trump. We support him for many reasons. We are not Republican by any stretch of the means. Yes, we have some conservative views, you know, especially when it comes to trafficking of children. You know, what can we say? We are against sex trafficking. We're against, you know, sex mind controls. You know, we're against, you know, people telling us that we don't have free will. We're just against those things. You can make different choices. It is, of course, your choice to agree with sex trafficking. I mean, we don't like that choice, obviously. But, like, if it's your choice, then, I mean, we have to kind of live with it. We're going to hold you accountable for those choices. Like, your choices will create choices for us that we will have to make. And, you know, that's just what being PoliFLUID's about. You know, we react less towards what we've seen and more on what we know and what we've experienced, and making choices not based off of assumptions. And sometimes video is just not enough. Sometimes sound's just not enough. Sometimes the narrative that is been given is not enough, and we must do more. You know, polyfluid means that we're open to all things, whether it's aliens or conspiracy theories, which, if you have not learned, all conspiracy theories have a grain of truth, just like all disinformation has a kernel of truth. There could be more than just the basic conspiracy. There's always more. And to question is good, whether you think it's silly or whether you think it's hurtful, whatever you feel, remember your feelings, this too shall pass. You know, being polyfluid, because we are polyfluid. Get off topic, obviously. And polyfluid in itself is not a political party, by the way. We want to make that clear. We are polyfluid because we have no party, because we choose to have, essentially, we're labeling ourselves to not label ourselves, because everyone else wants to force and assume a label onto us. And even though we would prefer to live without a label, you have forced our hand into a reality in which we must choose a label, and therefore polyfluid is what came about. Because again, we're not Democrat. We used to be. We used to be die-hard Democrat. Like, we cried. We were in a ball crying, which is a little ironic because it's kind of how this all circles back. But we were in a ball crying because Hillary lost. We were so devastated. We thought she was going to be the best, most qualified woman president ever, even though we've never actually done any research on her. And now that we have done research on her, we are so glad and so grateful that she is not president. That those tears, we now realize, were tears of joy. Because in the most roundabout way, Trump, yeah, he's here to save us. Like, I mean, we don't know for sure, okay? Because we don't really claim to know anything for sure. But what we do claim to believe at this point in time, when we're making this, is that he's trying to stop trafficking, and he's been stopping trafficking, and we've seen that he's been stopping trafficking. The wall, I mean, even those camps that have been around since well before, I mean, they've been around since Obama at least, so they've been at least 10 years old, and everyone's trying to blame it on Trump. Did you ever think that maybe they're blaming it on Trump because they know it's really bad and they're trying to scapegoat? They're trying to basically just pawn their problems off on the next guy? Yeah. Guess what? Trump's going to fix it. We know. Controversial for some people. For others who are waking up, which, by the way, the vast majority of people are waking up. So if you haven't, let's get there. Anyway, let's not talk about that. I know. We know. We are polyfluid, right? We know this. Not everyone knows that about us. Not everyone accepts that about us. People are still making assumptions about who we are and what we represent. I mean, we're alien American and polyfluid. We don't get more, I mean, we could get more weird, obviously. But like, we're not your standard what you think of a Trump supporter to be, because most people, because the media and others, have made Trump supporters out to look like they are crazy, that Trump supporters are less than, that Trump supporters divide us, that they separate us. But what if we looked at the people who told us that we're separating us and asked that about them? What if they are the ones that are separating? What if they're the ones feeding us lies? What if their narrative is the racist one? What if their narrative is the one that is actually afraid of us? We get it. It's a lot. PoliFLUID is not for everyone, but we hope that more people will become PoliFLUID and understand that we don't make choices based on one individual act, but we make choices based on all our experiences, all that we've learned, all that we continue to learn, new information that comes in and ever changes. So each and every day we make the choice to or not to support. We get to make that choice, just like you get to make the choice of all kinds every day. Being PoliFLUID is a choice. It is an option. You may have not known it existed before, but now that you do, we hope you join us in being PoliFLUID. Shameless plug. Yet again. We mentioned being PoliFLUID in CMTH. You should check it out. It's wonderful. It's a nice little stepping stone to see where we've kind of come or where we're going. Because remember, being PoliFLUID means that we don't hold any one bias true. It means we do not hold any one person to be the ultimate good. We don't hold anything as being the one truth to anything. But we are open to all realities and all possibilities, no matter how out there they may seem. Because what it means to be PoliFLUID is to truly be fluid in your thought, to control your mind beyond any outside interference. We are Mercury, we are PoliFLUID, and we love you unconditionally, whether you want us to or not. And remember, joy positive, joy reversed. No matter what joy you receive, still joy. Have a good day.